Hello everyone, we are from group 33 KKI with product is HEXABUDS. This is our members with contains of 6 of us. Next slide please. This is our problem research. The combined effects of a rising global population and excessive natural resource consumption are wreaking havoc on our world. A better understanding of environmental and social impact of product and services is needed, both of product life cycles and how these are affected by use within lifestyles. Hence, sustainable packaging is important because it reduces the ecological footprint of all the stages in the product's life cycle. It helps both the producer and the consumer reduce their environmental impact. Next slide, please. And this is our product. Our product is HEXABUDS. HEXABUDS is a sustainable alternative to packaging boxes for earphone products while simultaneously functioning as a portable casing for the earphones. The shape of our product that we chose is hexagonal shape for security and space efficiency. The material that we use is RPET to lessen ocean-bound and plastic waste. And this is our mission and vision for our group is to become a trailblazer in the development of packaging in accordance to SDG 12, which stated that we must ensure sustainable consumption and product patterns. And our vision is to achieve our vision. We strive to develop our own sustainable packaging by using sustainable materials, production process, and design. Next slide, please. Our new product development. Product development models that align with our organizational vision and values. Through our research, we have obtained our fundamental product specifications. With this, our iteration may be rigid and less comprehensive. However, as we deal with sustainable product whose technology and research are still developing, we need to be able to adjust to the latest developments. Therefore, suitable NPDs are the general stage models, network spiral model, or a hybrid of both. And this is our product development process flow. Next slide, please.
So these are our project timeline. So in here is just a glimpse of what we were doing in the Microsoft project. So next slide, please. So in here, there are 6 important components in our project timeline or phases. There are initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling, and then closing. So for the initiation, it starts on the 12th of January 22. That took around 26 days. And for plannings is on the 17th February 22. That took 51 days. For execution, start on the 29th of April. That took 124 days. And for the monitoring and controlling, start before the execution, which is 28 February 22. That's why it took around 407 days. And for the last is closing that took on 20 September 23. And for all of these 5 phases, it will took around 466 days. Next slide, please. So next is our organization structure. So here are the structures. As you can see, our friends William is the CEO and the rest of us is becoming the director. So as a startup developing new products, we adopt the matrix organizational structure, allowing functional staff to be involved in interfunctional teams in developing the product. Next slide, please. So why we choose matrix organization structure? There are 2 reasons. The first reason is because of the unique value. So the matrix organizational structure has a number of advantages. One advantage of the matrix structure is that it facilitates cross collaboration between employees and departments who may not otherwise have the opportunity to collaborate. And the other reason is first collaboration between different departments, combines project and functional Management structures allow interdepartmental communication, employees can develop new skills, and last is team members and managers keep their functional roles. And the second reason, which is the main value, is the project director is in a strong matrix organization that has equal or greater influence than the functional directors. The project managers is in charge of the majority of the resource and work allocation. Next slide, please. Next is the business model. So here are our value proposition canvas. To summarize, so for the value proposition that we use RPET-based packaging or casing hybrid for earphones, and it is recyclable. And for the end user targets, it is environmentally conscious music enthusiasts that prioritize practicality. Next slide, please. And next is the quantified value proposition. So for saving, how much, and it is more sustainable, how much. So in here, we compare to a common earphone packaging. So if we buy a common earphone packaging, we just unbox and then dispose. But for our product, HEXABUDS, after we unboxed it, the packaging, we can use the packaging to become our casing, and then after that we can dispose. So for the comparison, that the common earphone packaging use a polyester degrades that over 20 or until 200 years, and there is an additional casing on average cost if we want to use a casing, because the packaging itself cannot be a casing. So, and for our product that we use our PET material, so the material is easy to recycle and there is no additional casing required because our packaging can become a casing. Next slide, please. And then next is the quantified value proposition. So what our end user wants, first is contribute to the environment, second is multi-purpose product, and third is easy to carry. So what our product offer is environmental friendly, 2-in-1 packaging and casing, and last is lightweight product. Next slide, please.
Let's move on to the business model canvas. So we segmented the key factors for our business model into several categories that includes key partners, key activities, key resource, unique value proposition, customer relationship, channels, customer segments, cost structures, and revenue streams. And we will delve deeper into each categories one by one on the next few slides. Next slide, please. So let's start with our key partners. Now there are 3 of them, the first being the material supplier. Now the main material that are required to produce our product is RPET. And we aim to partner our company with suppliers that produce high quality of RPET to ensure that the quality of the product. The second key partners is earphone producers. Since our company sells the packaging to various earphone producers as a white label product. And the third being investors, since the cost of running a mass production operation is high, we partner with various investors to help our companies fund the entire operation in exchange for a percentage of the profit. Next slide, please. And this is the key activities. Now in our firm's operation, we have the following essential activities. The first being the production, which is the main production activities. There are also quality control to ensure the quality is uncompromised. And then marketing and sales, and brand building and selling to business partners. Evaluating, which is the assessment of internal performance, and learning, evolving, and innovating. We'll learn from previous endeavors, improve our operation, innovate new products or solution in a continuous process. Next slide, please. And here are some our key resource that we have identified. The first being the patent itself of the product. We plan to patent our product so we can diversify our revenue streams by enabling the use of licensing. The second being the factory, which will be the main location of the entire operation. And the third being raw material, which, as we already explained earlier, our product is manufactured using recycled polyethylene. Next slide, please. Next, we have customer relationship. We divided by three. The first being approach, direct communication with producer of earphone device for a new form of packaging for their products. The second being online presence, constantly available support and platform for engagement for our customers. And the third being personalization, which is the personalization aspect of the packaging for different producers. Next slide, please. And then we can move on to channels. Now, in conducting our business, we have the following multi-channel approach. The first being direct to business, which we plan to sell our product directly to manufacturers or earphone producers. The second being online platform. Online platform will be available for a customer to contact and conduct transaction with us. And the third being word of mouth, a way for our product to gain traction through word of mouth.
Right, so now I'm going to explain about HEXABUDS finances, starting from the customer segments that we're trying to target. So we identified three main target customers, and one is the buying customer, second is the technical customers, and last is the end users. First, regarding the buying customers, well, we are going to partner with the earphone manufacturers because we're a light label product, and so the ones that are buying our the ones that are buying our products are these earphone manufacturers. The technical customers themselves are the factories, the manufacturers themselves that actually package their products with our own packagings. And lastly, end users are the ones that actually use the products, that actually bought the products of our buying customers. Okay, so we noticed that the trends between these three main aspects is that first, all three users are looking for packaging alternatives. They're one, much more environmentally sustainable, and secondly, much more economically accessible. And that's what HEXABUDS proposes with our product solution. And next, please. Continue on. Okay, so next is the cost structure for HEXABUDS operations, and we have four main sectors where we concentrate our finances. And first is about marketing. That's how we get our product into the market. How do we get manufacturers to actually buy our product? And second is about brand development. This is about the expansion of our company as a brand and our products and their further development and further iterations down the line. Thirdly, there's the material cost. The material cost of purchasing the recycled polyethylene from other key partners that we have listed to you before. And lastly, that's the cost there for the day-to-day operations. Those wages, the cost for equipment, production, and maintenance fees, and so on and so forth. Next, please. Right. To offset the costs that we have listed before, we have the following two revenue streams. And the first one is about product sales. Is pretty straightforward. The main source of income will be from the actual product sales that we put forward on a monthly basis. And secondly, through licensing, because we patented our innovation that we will further elaborate down the line in this presentation. Next, please. Right. So we have calculated our own financial projections, and for the initial investment capital, we estimate around 944 million Indonesian rupiahs just for the cost of the buildings and so on and so forth. Then for the day-to-day operating costs, we average about 493 million per month. And lastly, for the cost of goods sold, we have 160 million for our total cost of goods sold. Next, please. Okay, so the results of our projections found that we will have we will start to see positive cash flow by the 6th month of the first year. That's when our net profit will be able to offset our initial startup costs and cost for operations. And that's where we will begin to see a positive cash flow by the 6th month, which will continue to exponentially grow through months 7 to 12. And that's it for our financial modeling. I'm going to pass this on to Irfan Rolanda to explain about HEXABUDS design for our product.
Thank you, LZ Sirkan, for the time. So the next section is conjoined analysis. So basically, we use this analysis to identify which our final product will be. So, so we have three factors, and each factors have some variables. For example, colors. It has two primary colors of black and white. Labels. It have three label option of side, top, or bottom. Meanwhile, there's casing. It has two primary types of transparent or colored casing. So basically, it has some variables to be put in the conjoined analysis. So here are the steps for using the conjoined analysis. The first one is factor formulation through orthogonal design. It's been used through Minitab or can be used through SPSS. Second one is create survey equations, and the third one is collect data survey. The fourth one is process the data. The fifth one is analyze the result, and the sixth one is present the results. So these are our data collection. Is basically have 2 times 3 times 2 variation. So it becomes 16 combination that can be chosen by the 12 combination that can be chosen by the respondents. So these are the survey results that has 12 preference. So these are the results of the conjoined analysis. From the results of the survey, you can see that consumers prefer to have package text at the bottom, black package color with a clear package case. So it has the importance values, represent what people perceive as the most important aspect of the products. From the result, we can conclude that the text positioning is the most important aspect of the product. So it has both Pearson's R and Candle's tau show equal values or above 0.05 and a significant value below 0.01. This shows that the data obtained are valid and correlation are significant. So in conclusion of the conjoined analysis, the respondents prefer a combination of bottom side text, a black color, and a clear casing of our product. So for the next step will be defined by Mustafa Haikal.
Okay, thank you, Irfan Rolanda. So next is our product pattern. Next. Okay, and here are the preview of our product patent. Next. Okay, so basically our product is an earphone packaging that are environment friendly and can also be used to be a casing for the earphone so that you don't have to buy an extra money for another earphone casing. But it also minimizes the waste produced by our packaging due to it being reused as the casing. And our product is made up from recycled polyethylene, and our product is a cylinder-like hexagonal shape with a perfect size that fit well in your pocket, making it easy to carry around, or it can also purpose to be just a casing to make your earphone life longer due to the cable being stored properly. And of course, it also minimize cable entanglement. Next. Okay, so the pattern we're trying to achieve is follows these 3 points. The material of the product is the recycled polyethylene, and the utilization of the product is for packaging that can turn into a casing, and the hexagon shape itself. And the pattern is the combined implementation of all 3 points. Next. Okay, so here are our overview perspective of our product. In figure 1, you can see the full perspective. It's an overall view of the product. And figure 2 is you can see from the side view. Figure 3 from the top view that has, and you can see there is a specific spherical center to hold the spool of the wires headphones. And the bottom view, we leave it blank to make room for product description and other labels. And figure 5 is the package lid. It's the lid is a transparent, translucent, and opaque. This depends on according to the needs of the earphone manufacturer. And next. And here are our prototype that have been printed using 3D printers at the TI lab at our campus. And the printing process took about 2 hours from start to finish. And the material being used for this printing is process is filament PLA. And we printed a smaller scale product compared to our initial product, but it is enough to give us a projection of what our product will be. And the 3D printing prototype video can be viewed through YouTube media platform. Next. And here are our calculation for our financial model, and we can skip to the end. Next. Thank you for listening and watching our presentation. Hope you have a nice day and stay safe.